Book of Joshua, chapter number 8. Touch your neighbor and say, I shall connect. Joshua chapter 8, we're looking at verses 21 through 29. I know that's right. I'm going to take the young people on the road with me. That's right. It's all good. I've been preaching with them since I started the church. No distraction. Joshua chapter 8. We're looking at verses 21 through 29. If you have it, say, I have it. Here be, that sounds like everybody don't have it. If you have it, say, I have it. There you go. Here beginneth the reading of God's holy word. All together. And when Joshua and all Israel saw that the ambush had taken the city, and that the smoke of the city ascended, then they turned again and slew the men of Ai. Continue.
And the other issued out of the city against them. So they were in the midst of Israel, some on this side and some on that side. And they smote them so that they let none of them remain or escape. And the king of Ai they took alive and brought him to Joshua. And it came to pass, when Israel had made an end of slaying all the inhabitants of Ai in the field, in the wilderness wherein they chased them, and when they were all fallen on the edge of the sword, until they were consumed, that all the Israelites returned unto Ai, and smote it with the edge of the sword. And so it was that all that fell that day, both of men and women, were 12,000, wow, even all the men of Ai.
Come on.
For Joshua drew not his hand back, wherewith he stretched out the spear, until he had utterly destroyed all the inhabitants of Ai.
Come on.
Only the cattle and the spoil of that city Israel took for a prey unto themselves, according unto the word of the Lord, which he commanded Joshua. And Joshua burnt Ai, and made it an heap forever, even a desolation unto this day. And the king of Ai he hanged on a tree until eventide. And as soon as the sun was down, Joshua commanded that they should take his carcass down from the tree, and cast it at the entering of the gate of the city, and raise thereon a great heap of stones that remaineth unto this day.
So far the scripture. I want you to look at verse 26. For Joshua drew not his hand back. He wouldn't stop. Wherewith he stretched out the spear until he had utterly destroyed all the inhabitants of Ai. Until he had utterly destroyed all the inhabitants of Ai. Today's message, the mindset of a winner. The mindset of a winner. I need you to look at the person next to you and tell them, I'm a winner, I'm a winner. I'm a winner. Father, I thank you for anointing us to win. In Jesus' name, somebody shout, I'm a winner. I'm a winner. You may be seated in the presence of God. As we get into the Word of God, bear with me. I'm going to bring up my basketball history. I want to do that, Aaron, just to shut the mouths of all the players, Rich, that really think they could play. Lady, write notes, because there's some stuff you don't know. So just write it down, make it a scroll. I was born in Brooklyn, Coney Island Hospital. Remember, I was born there. I wasn't raised there. So I don't know what Pastor Antonio did up here representing Brooklyn. I was raised in South Jamaica, Queens. All the Queens scream at me. Queens is where kings live. I'm just saying. I could say that. Let me tell you why I could say that. I have the mic. I have the mic. In growing up in Queens, I'm the fourth son of Mitchell and Doris Mangum. If you looked at the boys, you could tell I'm the handsomest. It's clear. It's, as my young people will say, facts. Right. And being the fourth son, we lived off of Guy R. Brewer Boulevard, right over there, right over the Conduit, South Conduit. And across from Dad and Mom's house used to be a baseball field, and across from that was a basketball court, and right next to it was a stickball court and a handball court. Millennials, I know you know nothing about that. All you know is PlayStation and Xbox. We didn't have technology like that back then. The closest technology we had was Skelly, where you got soda bottle tops, and you created the box in the street, and it was called Skelly. I don't have time to educate you on that. But because I was the fourth boy of Mitchell and Doris, I had to earn the position on the basketball court. Because originally I was the shortest. I was the weakest because my brothers, I think my closest brother is 5 years older than me. I think Mom and Dad waited 5 years later to get it right this time. I'm just saying. Because after they had me, they stopped. It was like God saying, yeah, I made everything, it's good. And my brothers, they were good. They were good basketball players. They was good street ballers. Not tournament ballers. They were good street ballers. And as I grew, we had this league called CYO, the Christian Youth Organization. And as soon as you came home from school and you did your homework and you studied, you were authorized to be able to go out to the court and play, not until you finished your homework. So eventually I grew, to the point where my brothers wanted me on their team because I was good. I don't like to brag. I don't like to talk about my basketball ability, but I was a bad boy. Kevin could tell you there was a day where I played this dude, and you know, in the street, you talk smack. You had to be able to talk smack. Especially if you didn't have a good game, you had to be able to talk. Because sometimes having a good talk game could talk the other person out of their game. Are y'all with me? So there was one game, this dude was talking smack to me, and I talked smack right back. And the way I talked smack, I tried to isolate him from his teammates. I'll say, take me. If you're that good, take me. Don't pass it to the other players, take me. And he tried to take me, and every time he missed, Mike said, every time, because my defense was crazy. Crazy. I don't like to brag. Remember, I'm humble. I'm humble. But my defense was locked down defense. You're not scoring on me. Even when I'm not on you, you're so mentally messed up, you miss. Are y'all with me? Then when I got the ball, and I got witnesses, testimony, I think it was on ESPN. I think Kevin put it on ESPN. I'm not sure. But when I got the ball, I took him, and I just did a simple crossover, Mike. What? Don't ask me to do it on the court now. I just do it. I do it for preaching purposes only now. And I broke his kneecap. I literally broke his kneecap, not by hitting him, but by... And the way I looked at him, I said, dang. True story. Okay, hello? I got stand up witnesses. These are my witnesses. That was 1 year. The following year, we went back to that same basketball court, And the guy was there again. And he was talking smack again. And me being a winner, I talk smack again to him. I said, do you want this again? You saw what happened last year. Now, understand, this is immature Steve Mangum. This ain't pastor. I would have prayed for him back in those days if I was saved now, but back in those days, I talked smack, and he was talking smack again, and I did a similar crossover again, Rich. Lady didn't even see me, I was so fast. And I broke his other kneecap. To this day, I hang my hat off of that experience. That proves, Mike, that I was a baller shot caller. And I learned to win. And not only that, I learned to be around the best basketball players on the court. I think you learn from the best. Whether you're playing with them or just watching them, you learn by being around the best because you want to win. Somebody say, I want to win. I want to win. So if you want to lose, you hang around losers. You hang around people that don't win. Are y'all with me? So in basketball, if you notice, who knows LeBron James? Y'all know I know him, right? Yeah, I'm going to see him in L.A. for some reason. I think April 4th, I'm going to the game. Did I tell you I love my church? Did I tell you? Smooches. Love you. Joshua may be mad because he ain't going, but I love you. I do love, really, I love, Happy New Year. Right? LeBron James came into the league in 2004. He was considered the number 1 draft pick. He was drafted number 1. And he joined a team that never won a championship in the NBA. As good as he was, he never won a championship his first few years with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And he decided in 2010 to leave Cleveland because he was born in Akron. So Ohio is his home. And Ohio had dreams of LeBron bringing a championship to Ohio, and he decided to leave. Because LeBron never won in the NBA, and Cleveland's culture is losing. And he left because he never won, Felix. He never won in Cleveland. He went to Miami, where the president of basketball operations is Pat Riley. Pat Riley is considered a winner. He took Magic Johnson to four championships. 4 championships. He's a winner. He brought the Knicks to credibility in the 90s. After he left, they dropped. Are y'all with me? So LeBron went to an organization where the leader or the management were winners. And for 4 straight years, Kenya, they went to the finals. Out of the 4, they won 2. 2012, 2013. They beat OKC and San Antonio. He left after his 4th year to go back to Cleveland because he learned how to win. Are y'all with me? He took Cleveland, DJ, to 4 straight finals. He broke the curse in Cleveland. In 2016, the only team to come back from a 3-1 deficit and be the team that broke the NBA record for wins. Because he learned how to win from a winner. Now, many of you are like, Pastor Steve, how does that fit Joshua in AI? All of Joshua's life, he was under a winner. Moses called him to his team. Who is Moses? Moses was the Pat Riley of Israel. Moses, who God anointed him to go into Egypt and deliver Israel out of bondage. Any man that could do that is a bad dude. After 400 years of bondage and slavery, working hard and getting nothing in return. Moses goes in and says, let my people go. Calls Joshua to the team. Joshua is now on the team, and he sees Moses at the Red Sea because Pharaoh now is upset that Moses won. He's at the Red Sea, and he's there, Kurt, watching Moses lift up his staff and his hand, and the Red Sea parts. That's a winner. Anybody that could part stuff for you? See, it's one thing if I'm parting stuff for me, but when a leader is parting stuff for you to walk through. Moses was a bad. How many of you know we're opening stuff up, not for me, I'm opening stuff up for you. But you can't think like a loser and walk in. You got to think like a winner. Touch the person next to you and say, I'm a winner. And Moses opened up the Red Sea. All of Israel, millions of Israelites, walked on dry ground. Then this guy, Joshua, also saw Moses hit a rock and water comes out the rock. This same Joshua watched Moses declare manna from heaven, and manna fell and the people were fed. He hung around winners. And that winner that he hung around died. And now the anointing is on Joshua. God tells Joshua, the same way I was with Moses, I'm going to be with you. Now, Moses' personality and temperament is different from Joshua. Moses is considered a shepherd. He's a pastor. He cares for the sheep. Joshua is not a pastor. Different temperament. He's a fighter. He's a warrior. He goes in and kick butt. I don't know about you. In this 21st century, I don't need weak-minded people.
Come on, Pastor.
I need some Christians that know how to fight. That take a licking and keep on ticking. Not buckle under pressure. And Joshua was a fighter. He knew how to fight. The same way I'm with Moses, I'm going to be with you, Joshua. And Joshua learned from the mistakes of his winning leader. When Moses was going to check out the land, Moses chose 12 guys. Out of the 12, 10 were negative. Have you ever chose a team and you setting them up for opportunities and all of a sudden they talk themselves out of the blessing? They try and undermine the blessing. Don't sleep. Some of you try and undermine what God blessed you with. God blessed you with a spouse and you undermined it because you're going back to your old lifestyle. Are y'all with me? He chose 12 guys. Joshua said, I'm not making that mistake. I'm not choosing 12. I found out Moses, 2 came back positive. I'm only choosing 2. See, there's something to learn from the leadership you're under. Learn not only their greatness, learn their weaknesses. Learn what not to do. Are y'all with me? And Joshua learned, and Joshua now is ready. They whip Jericho. When you get to Joshua chapter 6, he goes in with all of Israel. Y'all know the story. They marched around 7 days. The first 6 days, once a day, without saying nothing. The 7th day, they march around 7 times. What's the number? 13 times. So 13 is not an unlucky number. 13, they marched, and at the end of the 13th time, they shouted a great shout. And the wall fell flat. Why? Because Joshua is a winner. And when you are obedient to God, you win. I was talking to my son Joshua over the summer because Cleveland lost to Golden State. Y'all know the story. Many of you that are ballers, y'all saw game 1. After game 1, Cleveland lost. Y'all with me? The problem was JR. Y'all know the story. The JR messed up. And Joshua, I got to admit this to you. I saw another side to this. Because before, I was like, LeBron's a leader. Why did he act like that on the bench? He killed J.R. Smith. After J.R. messed up, with him pouting and going, oh, tag, he killed his spirit. But now, lady, looking at the text, I understand why LeBron was teed off. He's a winner. And one dude messed it up. We at the breaking point of making history. And you messing it up for me? took Jericho. They took it. The next stop was Ai. Ai is supposed to be easier than Jericho. Now let me teach. Jericho was not for Joshua and Israel. They are not to take anything from Jericho. It's the principle of the first fruits. Joshua, you give me Jericho, you have every city after that. God, I feel like preaching. And after they beat Jericho, they're facing Ai, and Joshua thinks it's going to be an easy fight because he's a winner. He's anointed to win. They face Ai, and Ai, who is considered the underdog, whips Israel. Israel lost. God's chosen people lost to the underdog, Mom G. And as soon as they lost, Joshua was teed off. He rented his clothes. He was mad because if he lost, there's a problem. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying. See, let me share something with you. Many of you are not winners. And let me tell you why. You have made a system around losing. You have built a culture around losing. Let me rewind. Going back to playing basketball, if you lost a game, you didn't want to come home until you won. Like, I have to admit, I'm scared to say this because Joshua was in the room. When Joshua was little, I used to play him every day. You know why? I knew I was going to win. I just knew. Chris said, I knew. One, he was shorter, and he was weaker at the time. Keyword, weaker at the time. So every day he said, Dad, let's play. I said, let's go. So whenever I played, this is what I did. And he used to complain, Dad, you too tall. So beat me then. You got to earn beating Daddy. The problem is, he grew. He grew, went now. I don't play him no more. And he's waiting for me to play him. I said no. Why? Because Daddy said so. Why don't you play me? Because. See, there's an element now where he is. It's possible that he could beat me now. And I don't want that on my record. No. That will not be at the family reunion. I'm Daddy. He's sitting there. Now I know why. What's it? Because I am not supposed to lose. I'm God's anointed child. That's right. I don't lose. I'm a winner. You said the same way you're with Moses. I'm going to be with you. So how did we lose? Joshua was so annoyed. He ripped his clothes. What caused this? And God speaks to Joshua. You have disobeyed. Look at what God said. He tells Joshua, you have disobeyed. You have touched the accursed thing. You touched the thing that belongs to me. You know why many of you are not economically blessed? You continue to touch what belongs to God. And y'all make excuses. God, you understand. God don't understand. because he know what he gave you. So it's not about what you have, it's about what you're mishandling. So Joshua was like, hold it, I didn't touch it. But somebody connected to me touched it. I want to go through every tribe, every family. I want to know why we lost. I want everybody to be anointed to go through your house and find out why are we losing. Because I am not supposed to lose. I'm anointed to win. God did not anoint me to be broke. He didn't anoint me. He anointed me to win. So what am I doing wrong? What is wrong? It's 2019. I cannot have the problems of 18 into 19. What is wrong? Sin must be in the camp. And I'm not even talking about sexual sin. Disobedience is sin. When God tells you to do something and you don't do it, it's sin. When God tells you not to touch something and you touch it, it is sin. I want y'all to check every family. Let's go through the church. Who sinned? If we lost, somebody is connected to us that's making us lose. And we need to cut them off the team. You know what God is doing in this season? He's cutting the losers off the team. Losers are selfish. Losers are into them. Winners, it's about the team. Now this is the problem. Sit down. We're almost here. When you're a winner, you will lose. There's nobody as great as they have been. Muhammad Ali, who says, I am the greatest, he lost before. So it's not about losing, it's how you respond to it. Many of you lose and you go like this, well, that must be what God wants for me. I failed the test. Well, that means I should go in another direction then. You know, this didn't work. That means, well, this must be it. I want to see your attitude. Because when I lose, I get teed off. I'm like this, don't talk to me. What's wrong with you? I lost. Why you got an attitude? Because I'm not a loser. It's a problem. We got to figure this out. When I was at the place economically where money wasn't good, it annoyed me. I didn't go to sleep. You got brothers going to sleep and they broke. And the wife is walking. What are we going to do? And brother man snoring. That could be the reason why you lose it. Why are we losing? Why are we Christians and our marriages are not working? Why are we losing? Why did I lose? I was like, yo, what's up? Check out the family. See, let's go to family for the family. That's right. That's right. And then all of a sudden, in the balcony, off the third row, he had binoculars. Deacon Aiken. Comes up to Moses and say, what had happened was, let me give you this story. I saw this Babylonian garment, right? It was nice. And I took it because it was nice. Then there's some silver, right? Some silver, some bling bling and everything. And now Moses, don't be mad. It's not like I'm wearing it. I hid it in the tent. How many of you know one person could stop everything? One person. They lost in Ai because Achan took what belonged to God. Joshua got his leaders. They picked up stones. They grabbed Achan, his wife, his kids, his cattle, his dog, the goldfish. Somebody said, everybody. Now somebody's going to say, it's wrong that they would stone everybody. Many scholars conclude the family condoned him taking it. See, as leaders, we're not anointed to condone. If it's wrong, it is wrong. But if you're worried about people's feelings towards you, you won't say nothing because you're in a popularity contest. So God tells Joshua, destroy everything. Everything that's disobedient to the move of God. Get rid of it. And they stoned Achan, his wife, Pookie and them, Shaquita, Ray Ray, Julio, Jose, Maria, and Jill. This is a global church. Okay. I looked at my wife and she almost distracted me. Destroyed everything. And you would think, wow, Joshua won. Because he destroyed the problem. He didn't win yet. After he got rid of the problem, touch your neighbor and say, get rid of the problem. You cannot be afraid. Matter of fact, the problem should be greater than you getting rid of it. It got to annoy you. You got to approach the game like I'm supposed to win. I don't care how many wins you got. God anointed me to win. I don't care what's happening in CI. I'm anointed to win. I don't care what people say we don't have. I'm anointed to. You got to have that attitude. If you approach it like, well, whatever happens, happens, you'll lose. I approach stuff I'm supposed to win. I don't care what game. It could be Uno. I'm supposed to beat you. And you can't go home until I beat you. So if you keep beating me, let's play again. One more time. And after I beat you, okay, bye. Because I got to go to sleep comfortable knowing I won. I'm a winner. I'm not a loser. So after Ai is all destroyed, check out what God tells them in chapter 8, and I'm almost finished. Go back to Ai. Holy God, we got whipped. Go back to where you lost. Tone, this is my last basketball story. In 2013, San Antonio played the Miami Heat. San Antonio had a 3-2 lead, and they were about to win Game 6. Game 6 was in their grasp until Kawhi Leonard missed the free throw. Opened it up where Ray Allen hit a miracle three-pointer from the corner. Tied it, it went into overtime. From there, Miami won the championship. The way you know San Antonio are winners, they were so mad that they lost in 2013. They dedicated themselves for 2014. And they faced Miami again. And where they lost, they destroyed Miami. You know why? They knew they were anointed to win. So even where I lost, go back. Okay? The marriage didn't work in 2018, go back. I failed the test, go back. Stop making excuses. And Keishan, you're going to like this. When he went back to AI thought, the king thought, oh, you want some of this again? You want some of this? You know I whipped you the last time. I'll whip you again. But Joshua had another spirit on him. He said, I know I lost, but the sin is out the camp. Everybody that's with me now is locked in. They're connected. You're not hearing what I'm saying. And when you are connected, everybody knows their role. And they know how to beat the enemy. So check out what God gave them. Check this out. Because we are excited about the promise. We love hearing God is going to make us rich and God is going to bless us and we're going to grow economically and our families are going to be blessed. The problem, Chris, that's the promise. God gives you a plan. And you're not excited about the plan because the plan takes discipline. Everybody wants a big house, but you don't want to be disciplined. Everybody wants the problem. Everybody want a fine woman. You know she got to be. But you don't work. Oh, let me fix this. Sit down. You work, but the work you work is not enough. And there's no aggression to get more. Legally. I don't know who's in the room. So me being a proper pastor, I got to ensure I say it correctly. I don't want to see you on News 12. Robbing First Federal. You want an awesome husband, but you nasty. Don't you know you could be fine but ugly? And then the fine ones will look at somebody who they think is not attractive and they got a boo and you're looking at them, how did they get that? Because they nice. A man want to go to bed with nice. A man don't want to go to bed with this. Well, I think you should. I didn't live in a matrix. I don't want. I'm a winner. Eustace, it's not about the losses, it's how you respond. The mindset of a winner is not even a trophy. It's how you respond to losing. It's how you go at it again. And Joshua went at it again with God's strategy. And they ambushed AI. Whipped it to the point where Joshua got his spear and said, I'm not finished yet. I'm going to do to you what you did to us in the previous chapter. Because now it's payback. As Christians, you should pay the enemy back for your losses. Because 2019, DJ, I'm anointed to win. You are not anointed to lose. That means my wife is anointed to win. My daughter is anointed to win. My son is anointed to win. Everything attached to me supposed to win. Now, let me stay here. Sit down. Because you guys are making me happy looking at that. People think because they're in the room, they're attached to me. Wrong. Michael Jordan, depending on what era you grew up in, is considered the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Right? That's what people say. There's some ladies in the room that think Kobe is. I won't call their names. Because I know how to keep a secret. Right, Legacy lady? I didn't. Yeah. I don't call names in this church. I don't. Right? Depending on what era you grew up in, Mike was considered. He went to 6 finals, won every one of them, never went to a 7th game. He's considered the GOAT. Scottie Pippen was his sidekick. Michael Jordan not only impacted the game, he impacted the economy. Michael was a bad dude business-wise. Same thing with Magic, same thing with LeBron today. But Mike back then really was the cutting-edge dude that changed the game in terms of no longer just basketball and business. But Scottie Pippen was his sidekick. How can you be a sidekick and file bankruptcy? Like, what were you looking at? Were you looking at Mike's sneakers? Or were you looking at his system? See, I tell people all the time, if you want to win, look at winners and study them. Now, I said basketball. Look at a marriage and study how are they winning. Look at a business owner who's successful and find out how are they winning. Don't say, I want that, but you're not willing to do what they do to get what they get. It takes sacrifice to win. You can't be, well, I'm going to do it my way. You can't win doing it your way. The only people that do it their way and they win are golfers because they play alone. But you can't be married and say, I'm going to do it my way. Husband and wife. It's a team. Because we're winners. And Joshua went back with Israel to Ai and kicked Ai's butt because he was anointed to win. The way I know if you're a winner, what are you willing to go back to? And say, I'm going to defeat this thing. Sometimes the sin, see, we always talk about sexual sins and drugs and alcohol, but don't you know procrastination is a sin? And for a wife, hearing you talk all the time, guess what? One day, you know what, baby? You know what? This time next year. Okay, it's this time next year. Where are we at? Well, guess what? This time next year. Okay, 2020? Okay, 2020's here. Okay, next year this time. That wife going to look at you all cross-eyed. Or she's going to build a culture around losing. To the point where when you hear a preacher say, prophesy to your dry stuff, you don't even prophesy because you have settled in. Nothing's going to change. He ain't going to change. She ain't going to change. The kids are not going to change. The money's not going to change. You settled in. But today, I'm anointed to win. This is the year I figure it out. This is the year I get rid of the sin. I get rid of the hold up. I get rid of the hang up. I get rid of anything that's stopping me from what God wants for me because I'm anointed to win. That is the mindset of a winner. Not that you bring home trophies every day. It's how you respond to losing. My eczema comes back when I lose. Something's wrong with this. Let's approach it again. Let's find out what happened. Those of you that's ready to approach 2019 with a new attitude, stand to your feet quickly. Somebody shout, I'm anointed to win. I'm not a loser. I'm not a loser. Ladies, single ladies, if you know you fine and you got your mind together and you're a worshiper of God, you don't have to settle for just anybody. You're a winner. Draft correctly. Study that person. Don't just settle for anybody that ring the doorbell. Well, I think you fine. What do you have in the bank? Nothing yet, but I got potential. Potential don't pay bills. You just told me you a lazy, trifling brother in the Lord. Oh, God. Are y'all praying for me this year? We're anointed to win. Everyone, throw up your hands before the Lord. All the winners. Give God praise if you know you're a winner. Give God praise.